Hello, everybody. Welcome to Shine Like the Superstar You Are. We are live here today, and I am here with the most amazing, beautiful woman, Elizabeth Walsh. She is my featured guest and a client that I absolutely adore. Elizabeth, you are fantastic, and I can't wait for everybody to meet you and learn about your story that you have to share about how you've gotten to where you are, the things that you've overcome, and the way that you've built a business that you just love. And if you could share with us, because the one thing that has brought you to where you are, I mean, you had as you've told me, a painful childhood and had all these experiences they created breakdowns, but they also created some major breakthroughs for you. And it's brought you to a place where you're just like, yes, this is what I want to be doing. And it allowed you to be a co-author in this amazing book called Simply Woman. And I'm going to give you the floor in a minute because I want you to share with us what this book is about, what you've been overcoming, and how you built your own business, which is Women Simply Thriving, and how we did that together as a team. Because we brandstormed is what I call it, and came up with the name and all the things that you need to have in place in order to create an audience that loves you and that adores you. And how could they not? Because please, the floor is all yours. If you could share with us your book, I would love to see it.
Sure, I will. So, hello, Jasper, and welcome to my woman cave and my sacred space.
Yay. And that's a beautiful book. Now, you were invited to be a co-author in that. How did that come about? How did you get that gig?
Well, I've been following Crystal Andrus Morissette for a good many years, maybe 11 years since she started the SWAT Institute. And she has some amazing programs. And, I joined some of those programs, the coaching program and the empowerment programs, really just to sort of, that was my sort of avenue into a different space, if you like, for my well-being. And so I have been with a part of the SWAT Institute for quite a few years, and Crystal put out there into the universe, would anyone like to write a book or write a chapter in a book, or would they be interested? So I showed my interest, and I was one of the lucky hundreds and hundreds had applied, and I was one of the lucky ones to get my story. And I was just so excited because, it was something that I'd always wanted to do. And I couldn't believe it because I was actually there recovering from surgery. And there I am writing a chapter in a book with a worldwide bestseller.
Yes.
Best-selling author, Crystal Andrus Morissette.
I think it's great. And so you were recovering from surgery. If you could let the audience know what exactly you were recovering from, because I believe it made you get really clear about your purpose and why you are doing what you're doing.
That's right. Yes, thank you. I was recovering from the second time breast cancer. So my surviving breast decided that it needed to change, and so it was another wake up call for me. I do apologise, and so that was the start of my journey. Yeah, 2008 was my first diagnosis, and 2016 was my second.
Wow.
And so, yeah, I feel really, truly blessed that I had this opportunity to do this this chapter in the book. And I feel it's another way of my recovery coming into fruition, because I've been thriving throughout my recovery, and also while I was writing the chapter in the book.
Right. And so what helped you with understanding just how to even frame up your story and being clear on your true self? How did you get clear on defining that, and then the difference that you wanted to make for others?
You mean at the very start?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, I was going through a very, very difficult challenge. I had a marriage breakup, and then within that year, I had my diagnosis. And I think it was the turning point for me to do my own research on where I'd become so so challenged with this disease. It was in the early stages, but I felt a calling really to become like a researcher and look into why disease starts and where stress has a very big part in disease, and it sort of snowballed from there really. And I found out so many things, and of course I trained then in Eastern modalities and therapies, and I'd had an experience of my own using them, so of course they actually helped me with stress relief and where the body had held stress, and learning about the chakras and how there's certain chakras can be affected by, the body can be affected by certain areas of stress and what happens in your life and how it manifests in the body. And so I went from there, and it sort of got bigger and bigger. And then I thought, wow, I feel like I could really take this on board and do something with it to help other women, because nobody seemed to know about this particular type of cancer that I had. Right. So everything that I knew, I found out myself. I didn't find it out from the hospital, from the doctors. They just gave me the diagnosis and I just went home and that's it. So then it sort of snowballed into, I need to know more. I need to find out where this has come from. I'm not saying that there's research saying that this is how this happens and that's how that happens. But for me, I could follow that pattern. So I followed that pattern and thought, well, if this is happening to me, I wonder if I could help other women find out where they're manifesting their stress. And so that's when I started training. And from there, I went on to learn more about cancer, learn more about how stress in the body can be held for many, many years in the different organs in the body. And so then I thought, right, this is it. This is my passion. I felt so passionate about it. I needed to make it into something that would really, it just lit me up. It still does. It lights me up every day, and I'm learning every day. I'm a lifelong learner, and I'll just keep learning. But it just lights me up to know that I can help somebody with my story and how my journey came to be.
And I think that's when you and I met, because you connected with me, and I remember us brainstorming together about, because you wanted to have a community website, a place for you to serve women or even just people that were trying to overcome an illness of some sort and be a resource for them.
That's right.
That was something that I was like, absolutely, because that was a part of my mission too, because I knew that I had overcome an illness with my son at the same time, and how there is nothing out there for moms, for one, but then again for women, because we're seen, I don't know how we're seen, and that was something that, and you were struggling with the exact same thing. So creating something that you knew was missing, that you created, that's the entrepreneurial spirit right there, is creating something that's missing in the market that you want.
Exactly. If I want it, then someone else must want it. And, there's so many areas where people and men and women, but, mainly women, because obviously with it being breast cancer, more so with women, I think there's an area where they just don't know where to turn. They don't know where to go. They don't know how to research, this particular type. They're so lost. And not only that, I think it's important to be able to share any knowledge that you have with others, so that you can educate people into making their own decisions on how they're going to manage their stress, how they're going to manage their diagnosis, how they're going to manage their life. And I think that's where the thriving and the surviving came into it because I just didn't feel that I was surviving this. I was going to thrive through this, and that's exactly what I did.
Right. And then you asked me that question, and I was like, I had no idea how to answer. I thought I was thriving because you said, "Are you surviving or thriving?" I was like, "It depends on the time of day, or the day of the week." And then I took your quiz, which I'm inviting everybody to take the quiz. I'm going to have the link for them. That's on your website, which opened up my eyes. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have a lot of work to do if I want to show up as that person, that thriving person. I need to do the work within myself first before I can make that happen." And that quiz is such an eye-opener. Everybody, I'll send you the link, but it's on Women Simply Thriving. It's take the question, are you thriving or surviving? But I'll send the link for sure. But then the other thing is we worked on identifying your perfect client, and the strategy that we did to do that, we even created a name for her. Her name was Maria, or Marie. What was it? It was Maria?
Maria,
yeah. And we really described we got to know her, and we really described what she was having to overcome. And she was doing everything for everyone else, and she was making herself last. And she really had a lot of things to offer to the world, but she was not allowing herself to thrive because she was self-serving everybody, or she was making sure everybody else was taken care of before herself. And then there was a couple other things, like when you describe the perfect person for you to help, what else is it that you do for them? Who is that person?
Well, that person is someone that is, she's in an energy that she doesn't know where she is or what she's doing. She's just simply surviving through the day, normal things going on, maybe family life, a single mother, not taking time for herself, not looking after number one. Because at the end of the day, if we don't look after ourselves, as women, I think we're programmed to be the nurturer, the person that looks after everybody. We never look after ourselves. And if we don't do that in the long term, it becomes a very challenging thing for us to do. And it's like a burnout, I think. That's the easiest way to say it. It's a burnout. And then we just exist, and we don't do the best for ourselves. We don't become who we really truly are, and who we want to be. And it's as if there's always something missing in our lives. We may have the beautiful family or the beautiful life in other areas, but there's always something missing because we've not taken care of the most important person, and that's us. And I think, it's in every area of your life. It's not just, maybe going off and doing the shopping or looking after the children. You've got to have time for yourself, and you've got to be able to see where those areas light you up. And if something isn't lighting you up or giving you that passion each day, well, it could be something really small, but if it's not doing that for you, then you're missing something in your life.
Well, you helped me just this past Saturday, because I was overcoming an upset where my son had pink eye. And it was, they expect the mom to stop everything she's doing, and I'm an entrepreneur, so I canceled all my meetings, and I went to go care for my son. And you were communicating with me, and I explained to you what was going on, and you just gave from your heart, and you just said, let me know how I can help. And I sent you a picture of him because I was distressed, and his eyes were all red, but he was content. And then you just gave me a simple tip to use chamomile tea and use the tea bags. And I was like, oh my God. And it made a huge difference. All the redness went away. I put the tea, he even loved the tea. He was drinking it like it was going out of style. And that one little tip made such a huge difference for me and for him. Yeah. And so with the community that you're building, gosh, you are going to have such an amazing impact with women on a global scale. Because you guys, I have to let you realize, she's in the UK helping me, and I'm in the United States in Wisconsin. And so that's just, the possibilities are huge.
Yeah, well, that's, you know, I need to share it. I love to share, and I think it's important. You don't keep things like that to yourself. I'm so glad that he's recovering really well. And as I say, chamomile is a very, very good herb for many things. And tea bags, we can get them anywhere.
He wanted to eat them. That's how much he enjoyed them.
Oh, I'm thrilled. You started him really early. Now he's going to be, oh, it's going to be amazing. That's fantastic.
That's right. Oh, but you, and I watch you do that with other people in your life. And so when we were strategizing your business name, I mean, it took us a little bit of time. It didn't take long. And we were able to come up with the emotion or the benefit that you're going to be delivering. And so Women Simply Thriving is the name of your website, and it's also the domain name that you have, and it speaks everything. And so we developed a logo around it, and then the whole positioning statement with it, the slogan. But by being clear on your purpose and being clear on the people that you want to serve, that's how that all came together. And just understanding that one builds on the next. And so
that's right. And when someone like you.
Yeah, and the possibilities are endless. I mean, because now you have a platform that you're going to be able to start developing. I mean, when we first spoke, that was your dream. That was what you wanted to bring into existence. And so, and words are a powerful thing. And so once you put those words into action, it's amazing what you can create with it.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
And now you have a book in your hands that everybody should get access to.
I know. Is it Simply Woman? It's amazing. Yeah. And there's 30 stories there of incredible women who've risen against the odds. And
I love it.
An incredible book. And it's going to be
and I'm going to share the link for them to order that book too. You guys, you can get access to it so quickly. And she will even write you a little love note.
I'll sign it.
Sign it. And you guys can get it and it'll be shipped to you. I can't wait to get mine. I'm going to love it forever. And so with that, and you guys take her quiz. I'm going to give you the link to it. It will open your eyes to everything that's occurring. And it's a quick quiz, but it'll give you the answers that you're looking for on whether or not you're surviving or thriving. And it'll also give you the answers on how you can transform that so that you are thriving and you're showing up in that way.
Absolutely. So, yeah. And if anyone wants any advice or anything, please just contact me with the email on the website because I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Yes, you're amazing, and I love everything that you've shared and everything that you do for women. So you're wonderful, Libby. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jasper. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.